August 6th. Welcome to the Recoup Daily Check-In. I am Sid. This is Sweets. And today we're going to go midweek to talk about if there's any blockers and how is the progress of this week's shipments going. Uh, I will go first. I've been just doing some emailing to customers back and forth, uh, sending some prompts. Haven't gotten a bunch of results back yet, so we'll see over the next couple of days. Hopefully, those emails get clicked into. And yeah, other than that, just kind of customer outreaches this week and staying on top of people to use the product. Sweets, how about you?
I'd love for you to share screen and go over to Recoup and try creating a new artist.
Let's do it.
Our main focus on dev is to get our tool chains into a better state. On Veerball's side, it's the create new artist flow, and on my side, it is the release report flow. Release report's a net new tool that we don't have yet, and create new artist is the main onboarding tool.
So I am here. Let me move this granola and create a new artist. Can you see my screen?
Yep, see your screen.
Sweet. Sweet. Let me pull up Notion to see an artist that we can create. Let's do one that I was doing previously. Nice. Oh, it created a file already. It looks like it's moving through things. While this goes through, you want to talk about what has been changed and updated?
Yeah, so we're now using the prepare step. This is something that's only possible with V5 of Vercel AI SDK. And what we've done is if certain tools are called, you then have to execute all of these other tools. So you have to update the profile, you have to web search at least twice, you have to call create knowledge base, you have to then create a text file. And so we give a specific order of things that needs to happen. And you'll see that it's actually happening way faster because it doesn't take an LLM call to determine the tool. We're telling it the specific tool. The thing that I think I'm seeing right now is that it is still pretty limited. Like in that text file, it's like a one-line thing and it's not super verbose. And it does some weird things like it didn't update the profile picture. It didn't, it added 2 text files. I don't know what the first one is. So where I'm thinking it's lacking, one, we now are executing all the tools. So every tool that we expect to get executed is now being executed. However, it is not using the tools in the ways that we would expect. And so the question is, how do we get these, when the tool is called, to get it to be called in a way that we want it to be called? For example, for the knowledge, or for example, for this update profile right here up at the top, right after you search for the Spotify profile, update profile should set the profile picture. It didn't set the profile picture. It added a text file. I don't know what text file it added, but it somehow added a text file. It's probably not, it said it added a text file, but it actually added the artist profile. So it somehow added that as a knowledge base. So where the question is, how do we get these tools to execute in the ways that we expect? We're getting all the tools to execute, which is great. That wasn't happening before. Before, it was stopping before all the tools got executed. Now we are executing all the tools, but those tools are not being executed as we expect them to be executed. There's a few different options. One, we could make smaller tools that are very specific so that they only get called in the specific way that they need to get called. Another way that I think I'm leaning towards more is modifying the messages. So we're forcing a tool, but we're never modifying the messages. I'm leaning towards when we force a tool, we also append the latest message. And so we're kind of acting as both the assistant and the human. Right before we set the profile picture, we append a message that says, using the Spotify profile that you connected, set my profile picture to the Spotify image. That way, when it calls the update profile, it sees that the previous message was set my profile to this. That way we're getting it that additional.
It's just prompt infusion before the tool call and whatever we want. I like that approach. I think is it a back end? Does it matter, I guess? But like, will the user see those messages being sent as themselves?
It's a great question. That's going to be an implementation detail. I think we can build it either way. I'm leaning towards we don't show it on the front end and it's only temporarily for that tool call. You're also okay with that?
Yeah, I agree.
So it'll just be a temporary message. We throw it in for the tool call, but then the next time it comes back for the next tool call, that message is gone, and we throw in a new message that's only there for that tool call.
And you're saying that would be only for this specific tool run, which is create new artist, has these specific prompt infusions for these tools, but you can also use those same tools more modularly on other. Yeah, I like it as a good place to start. It also allows us. It's awesome. I really love that because it also allows us. It's just like a huge back end boost of like when we're having these agent runs, like double check your work, like, or are you sure this is the best way? Like search a little bit further, like, and we can have those already in the back end running.
I think that's a good, what you just mentioned is a good general one that we don't have yet is with Google, with Gemini, it seems like it doesn't do that verification as often as what Claude 3.7 did. So what we could do is if a tool is not called or figure out a generalized way to do it, verify what was the last thing that they said out of all of your messages. Have you replied to that? If no, don't stop, do something else. And I don't know what we would call that tool, but like verify completion. I agree with you were just saying.
Yeah, no, I like what you're saying. My question is, did you see the update in Cursor that they have now? Like they create the scratch pad for you, but it's like in the back end. So let me see if I can show you, because I don't know how they're doing it on their end, but entire screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
I also have Claude Opus, so that might be different, but I mean, it doesn't matter. It's going to be, if you go, what should I say? Review the code base and create a scratch pad with info. So they have a new tool. Let's see if they call it.
So do you have to manually tell it, create a scratch pad?
No. This is just the prompt that I use, but like they have a tool. I don't know if sometimes it calls by itself. Let me see if I can do it. Call the plan tool. I'll have to send it to you. Oh, here you go. Updating to-do list. So they've added this feature where they have this to-do list and it creates a task list for the agent, and then it goes back and forth with this list. I don't know how they're doing this on the back end, but it's like it's similar to what you guys are talking about with what you're implementing.
Agreed.
So this might be something that's cool on the front end if we're doing like those calls of to show the user like what is going to happen.
Agreed. Yeah, because we know as soon as that tool gets called, we know all the following tools that are going to get called, and we could show that on the front end so that the human that is watching can see the roadmap of everything that's going to get called and what the progress is before it's going to stop responding.
Exactly. It's like, we have previously you would have a scratch pad and have it check off those boxes in Markdown, et cetera. And it looks like they're just like now like creating the scratch pad for the user and then marking it off for them as well. So I thought that was kind of cool. But I'll stop sharing that because it seems like it's a little more robust than I thought. And I think, next steps is let's just figure out what's the easiest way to get the model to do what we want.
Yep. We're moving in the right direction, correct? We're now doing before Not all the tools we're executing now, all the tools are executing. We still have work to do.
Correct. Yeah, and I think once you get a chance to dive in to start doing the reports, you're gonna a lot of aha moments are gonna happen with the new tool.
Agreed.
One other thing I wanted to bring up, we don't necessarily have to fix it ASAP, but I think going into next week, especially going into the reporting, I set up a email. Let me share my screen. Or wait, let me pull up my email. I set up a account. Okay, so I set up I got rid of all of my scheduled actions. I set up new scheduled action for Chill Pill daily TikTok trends every hour. So I've been getting them on the hour so I could kind of see how it does it. Do I get them every hour? And the one thing I noticed, I haven't gone through and seen how many got delivered versus how many didn't, but it does seem to be delivering a bunch of them. So that's a good sign. The one thing that I wanted to flag, which never happened previously, was sometimes the new model, let me see, Chrome entire screen. Okay, sometimes the new model is too truthful and says, while real-time trend data isn't directly available via my tools, these represents the type of viral moments Chill Pill would reflect and capitalize on. So it's giving a disclaimer. It's saying these aren't really the sounds from the last 24 hours. I'm hallucinating, but here's a hallucination. And so I just wanted to flag that because it could potentially remove the trust value of our reporting if it's telling the customer, well, one, if it's hallucinating, instead of just actually giving the actual trending sounds. And then two is if it's telling the customer, hey, here's fake trend sounds that could work, but they're fake, so FYI. But I think that's something we can tackle going into next week. Also, the SAM meeting got moved from Tuesday to Thursday, so we have 2 extra days to deliver release reports in an MVP. So that's good. Bless you.
Sounds good. 2 extra days. 9 days from 8 days from today.
7 days. 8. Wait.
Today's Wednesday.
Next Thursday.
8 days.
8 days. Yeah. Sweet.
Take us home.
All right. If you stuck around this long, make sure you follow and like and tell all your friends about Recoup. And